In a world where silence echoes louder than words, we embark on a journey to break the barriers surrounding mental health. Through candid stories, we shed light on the complexities of mental health and the courage it takes to confront our inner battles.
Realize kuna kitu inaendelea vibaya wakati notice drinking patterns zangu nika zilikuwa zimeharibika kiasi, unaona. So nilikuwa mnyama huwa ana indulge in alcohol, lakini sasa sikuwa na kunywa like excessively. Ilikuwa tu ka refreshment hivi to unwind, labda after a long week kama kitu kaa hiyo, kama time unajisikia tu unahitaji like kutana hapo hivi kwa sherehe kiasi ujibambe. Lakini drinking was never a habit, it was never a hobby. Ilikuwa tu kujibamba tu once in a while. Sasa wakati nilinotice hii drinking habit imekuwa excessive, nikipata tu do hivi naendea pombe nini, alafu nikilala naamka nasikia tu kuongeze nitoe lock. Sasa kuna kitu nitaka kutoa lock, inakuanga kutoa hangover yenye ulikuwa nayo like the previous day or something. So najipata ninatoa lock, alafu after hangover imeisha naongeza ingine, alafu as long as nilikuwa na cash flow, sikuwa nafikiria kutumia pesa yangu nini hapo, nilikuwa naendea tu alcohol. So wakati do zangu ziliisha, alafu naanza kujiuliza pesa nimepeleka wapi, juu sikuwa naweza kukuwa accountable where I had spent my money. If it was not alcohol, it was vitu tu zingine zenye hadi hazikuwa expensive vile. So mostly ilikuwa tu kununua pombe, unaona. Then I was like, mbona before nilikuwa na self control over the times and occasions when I can drink, na sasa ninakunywa nikijisikia, nakunywa like kila wakati hadi nikasiwezi kujicontrol. That's when I realized that kuna underlying issues zenye zimekuwa zikini affect kwa maisha. So ndo maana nimekuwa indulge in alcohol hivyo. So wakati nilirealize tu hivyo, niliamua ku seek help. Kenda kwa guidance and counselor fulani anakuanga shule, ndo tukaongea na yeye. Alafu wakati aliniuliza about the recent happenings in my life, ndo aliweza kuassess mahali shida ilikuwa imetokea. Na issues zenye nilikuwa napitia zenye nilikuwa jaribu kufungia, ndo sikuwa na realize zinanisumbua. Nilikuwa nimekataliwa na dem fulani hapo hivyo. Nilikuwa nimeingia beef fulani na brother yangu. Alafu kuna venye tu attitude yangu kwa masomo haikuwa as good as it was wakati niliingia. Vitu kama hizo zilikuwa zinanisumbua, alafu nazicompress. So after your assessment, wakati tu niliongea na hiyo guidance and counselor, tukaongea, akanisaidia, kanipatia various ways in which I can overcome whatever I'd been going through. Alafu sasa ilibidi kwanza nimetake a break from alcohol, ndo nikuwe na clear mind, a sober mind. And sasa I think things started getting better from there.
Unraveling the layers of stigma, we delve into the impact of societal perceptions on individuals seeking help. From therapy to self-compassion, we explore the diverse parts of mental wellness and the importance of seeking help.
Hello, my name is Monia Kot. I've been able to have interactions with youth, mainly people from freshly out of secondary. So I have once been a digital literacy tutor. So basically we were empowering youth on how to work with the internet space and the new technology era. We've also been facilitating employability skills among the youth, basically training them on how they can be able to seek for jobs, how they can be able to keep safe jobs, and how they can also empower themselves financially.
Okay. How do you understand mental health?
According to my own view, I see mental health as basically being in a state of a sound mind, being able to make your own decisions, stand by it, and even if there are regrets, there are certain ways that you can be able to minimize the pessimism.
Okay. What about mental health disorder? Can you differentiate mental health and mental health disorder?
Mental health disorder.
Yeah.
From the term disorder, anyone will know like not everything is okay.
Yeah.
So there's like a short wire somewhere, there's like a loose screw somewhere. So
Yeah.
I feel like mental health, you know what you're going through, you know maybe there are certain ways of being able to deal with them. But a disorder, I'd say like something that is more serious. And I hear every day people say, hey, juzi ka depression kalinigonga ile serious. And now I'm here. So I think like everyone I've ever been in contact with at some point in time, like they've been able to go through it, but how they were able to deal with it, no, that's where the difference comes in.
Okay.
Yes, I've had people like when I know of friends, some of my people, ni wanamsay ikimhit tu hivi kidogo, akikula tu stress kidogo kwa jaba, stress kidogo bangi, like the drugs part.
Yeah.
And then I have people who, if it hits them, like they spend all the time at the gym. So it's, I think the coping mechanism is different.
Yeah, so people have different ways of coping up with common stress, common depression, because stress ndio will lead to depression. If you're able to cope up with the stress, then depression will only go into your roots.
Yeah.
So I think I was just about to ask you this question: how do you cope up with stress? Kiwewe, una cope up na stress as if like stress ikikuhit tu, how do you manage it?
Personally, I'm not an extrovert, so obviously like wale watu wenye let's hit this club, it's not a big thing. So if I undergo hizo periods, I usually have 3 ways. So utapata saa zingine like I just nieke ngoma and just sing out loud. I don't want to know if like I'm singing off key, I'm shouting to wale wasi wako area yangu, but nakwanga nimejifungia kwa nyumba. So at least I make sure shida zangu ikuwe zangu, kila msasa ndio nikumbania. And apart from that, I also do talk to selected few contact list. Unajua sitaki ikuwe msheni at everyone. And then sometimes I also do a lot of reading. So you'll find that those are some of my channeling out points.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes prayer helps, even though it takes time, it does help. Plus, kuna kwanga that ka feeling yenye ukishaomba you feel like kuna a certain state of peace yenye uko nayo. And then personally, kuna kila msee anajuanga akona breaking point. So najua, so you have to limit stuff zenye zinakufikisha hapo haraka. So if you know that pengine sana most of us deal with the bad debtors.
Yeah.
So unakopa but they don't so time inaanza kuwa paka tomenjeri stuff. So you have to know your breaking points. You have to monitor stuff around you. Let's say when you have like a total stranger ask you in the middle of the streets like, are you okay? How are you faring on? So it's a nice thing. I'm not against it. Yeah. If I have like the good channel and maybe someone who would mentor me into becoming like a good person, I'm a real activist, I wouldn't be against it.
Okay, the last question that I have for you is concerning this stigmatization, because we are trying to destigmatize mental health. Yeah, what are some of the ways that can help the society reduce stigmatization surrounding mental health?
So the awareness part, it's major. I feel like we should like talk it about, because right now everyone is like we're in the technological era. So maybe if most of the podcasts that are out there had a section in it was just dedicated on the mental health issues, or maybe even like the magazines had a column just talks about it. So at least everyone knows that it's not si ugonjwa. Design si unaona ukisikia msee akuna ka mental health disorder, akili yako inapiga tu hesabu ile msee analala kwa mtaro ile chokorako huko nje. So if we were made more aware and knew like, so this is what happens, this is what they are going through, it would help people within the society know how we can be able to deal with them. And like if you know of a friend, if you know of a person who amewahi kukwambia pengine kijokes, anakwambia kwani hujui jokes, like high probability it's a real thing they are going through. So maybe you can try as normal person, like just try and pry as much as pry is fine. Unajaribu tu unauliza rada.
Anxiety, depression, panic disorder, schizophrenia, post-traumatic stress disorder, bipolar disorder, dementia. These are not just words. They are battles fought every day.
My name is George Odur. I'm a pastor at Evangelistic Revival Church here in Nairobi. We talk about mental health. You are talking about the wellness of a person's mind, emotions, their thinking. So the wellness of that part of a human being, from my view, a human being is body, spirit, and the soul, from a religious perspective. And physical ailments are for the physical, but now the health that talks about the non-physical component of man, that is the mind, the will, and the emotions. That is what I would describe as mental health. And now some of the types of mental health, or rather the disorders that we can see that point towards an abnormality in mental health. One of them I would put commonly also in the Bible is depression. We have cases of, we have one clear case of depression in the Bible. It's a prophet by the name of Elijah, when he was facing persecution and he thought of terminating his life, but he asked God to do it for him. So depression, I would mention also anxiety, panic attacks. The third question is how religious people view mental health issues. When you talk about how religious people view mental health issues, majority view mental health problems as purely spiritual problems that are as a result of spiritual issues, and that can only be solved using spiritual problems. That is how many religious folks, myself being one of them, though I don't buy the opinion, but that is how majority view, majority of the religious people view mental health. And as to the question whether spirituality plays a role in mental health, mental health wellness, I think spirituality plays a lot of role. And in this case, for example, the Bible encourages us to confess our sins one to another, talk to one to another, engage. And when people talk, like they say, a problem talked is a problem half solved. So spirituality encourages people to ventilate, and as people ventilate, they get half of their problems solved. So I think spirituality contributes, plays a very good role in mental health wellness. Specific practices or rituals within our Christian faith that are believed to promote mental health awareness. Well, what I can say as a practice in quotes is, for example, having groups of people like the couples meeting monthly or quarterly, and people ventilate and ventilate the issues. Professionals or people who are experienced in that area, they come and they respond to the issues that the couples are raising. This is a very good practice that encourages mental health awareness, because it comes from the background that in these relationships, in these marriages, people are going through issues that are not just going to be solved by praying. Some of them will be solved by people talking, dialogue, and sometimes also mediation. So, practices like having groups like couples meeting on a monthly basis. We have youth meetings, and youth, they bring out their issues, they raise their issues, and they are coached, mentorships that happen within some church setups. Those are practices that I can say promote mental health awareness.
Mental health ni kitu tuseme kiko tu sawa, yani hauna mawazo depression hizi hazinaona tu stress yani. Mimi niko na stress, huwa nasikiza tu ngoma, nafungua tu ngoma beat, ama naenda na swing, nasikia kama iko lower.
Mental health is a state whereby you can cope with the daily challenges in life, your stress that's going on, like your mental inside your head. Stress is a major issue, and if you get like people, if you're ready to open up to someone about the challenges you're going through, it would really help with the stress opening up. I'd be like, talk to someone, don't keep quiet about it because it will eat you inside. Talk to someone. Like, take some time off social media, take some time to yourself, journal, talk to people. Health is having that stigma to decisions.
Mambo tu ya kumanage stress na mental, yani kuwa tu na health poa ya mental,
kukuwa tu mentally healthy.
Ambia kila msee at least learn how to manage stress. Kuna vitu mingi sana za kumanage stress, na pia bado kuongea, open up kama kuna shida unatafuta tu msee mwenye umemzoea, you can speak out. Hiyo pia at least inaweza kuweka some
Education becomes a powerful tool in breaking barriers, fostering empathy, and creating a supportive environment for mental health advocacy.
I'm Masinjeri Njoroge, a finalist at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, pursuing a bachelor's degree in counseling psychology. I'm also a HIV and AIDS testing service provider and a mental health advocate, currently working with a group called Scouts Healing Invisible Wounds under the Kenya Scouts Association. What inspired me to venture into mental health activism is the realization of the stigma that surrounds it, and how many people are dealing with mental health issues, and they actually don't know that they are dealing with mental health issues, or they have been so stigmatized that they cannot talk about it. And experiencing it from people who are really close to me really motivated me to go ahead and do it in a more zealous manner, so that if not for myself, I could be able to help the ones around me. Through my active involvement in mental health advocacy, I've had several significant accomplishments. One of the main achievements I pride myself in is working with local schools to implement educational programs on matters to do with mental health and specifically suicide prevention and substance use. These programs has seen me feature in radio stations such as Kameme, and also exposed me to collaborating with other people such as the Wamatangi Foundation, which focuses on menstrual hygiene and providing sanitary towels for young school-going children, and they've adopted the habit of incorporating mental health talks in their forums. The mental health sector needs a lot of changes, and in envisioning improvements to society's approach to mental health, I would want to see an increased awareness and education through widespread mental health programs in schools, workplaces, and communities. And these widespread programs should be introduced at an early age, and also there should be extensive training for professionals to help them better support individuals. Another change that is important to take place is to improve access to affordable mental health services to everyone, regardless of their social economic status. I also advocate for integrated healthcare models where mental health services are part of primary care, making it easier to access comprehensive care. In the bid to change the mental health sector, we should also foster open discussions that help reduce stigma, and also advocate for accurate and positive portrayals of mental health, people to seek help without fear of judgment.